Kathy Snow came to the Florida Keys 19 years ago to live by the sea. But she never intended to be this close to the water. Higher than normal tides recently turned her street into a month-long swamp. Like her neighbors, Kathy worries that rising seas will make tidal floods worse and sink the value of her house, worth about $700,000.
This is our dream town. I don't think anyone would want to come in and look at the house and come through salt water and want to buy it.
While South Florida is on the front line of rising sea levels, concerns like Snow's don't seem to be hurting its real estate market. In the Keys alone, sales are up 22% compared to last year, and the average price of a home has risen 6%. But with sea levels expected to climb up to 26 inches by 2060, geologist Henry Briseño says South Florida is bound to take a hit.
Sea level in the future for all these coastal communities is that they are going to be affected. They're going to pay more taxes. They're going to pay more in repairs of their properties due to flooding. And sooner or later, they'll have to move. And by that time, those properties are going to be worth nothing.
Local authorities say they're working on modifications to the region's landscape to guard against even the grimmest predictions.
For the next 15 years, I think we're fairly set in. We're going to be able to modify our roads and elevate them as necessary, and our infrastructure, our buildings, to ensure that we can adapt and meet the rising seas. Now, for the years 2060 and beyond, it's a farther horizon. We're going to have to look at more creative ways to deal with sea level rise.
Doug Prue and his family have already been forced to adapt to the rising salt water.
As you can see, it's much higher, much elevated. We've had to buy an extra car that's a bit higher for when these particular times that floods occur in the neighborhood, so we can continue to get in and out without ruining the brakes of particularly my wife's van, which is much lower to the ground.
But he says his biggest fear is that eventually the climbing sea level will force him out of a place he's called home for almost 30 years.